Hello, and thanks for choosing RTV News. I am Isabel Masozera, coming to you live from our studios here in Kigali, Rwanda. To kick off the bulletin, here is a look at our top stories. Officials in Rwanda's Ministry of National Unity and Civil Engagement have urged all Rwandans to be hardworking and to strive to fulfill their responsibilities in the workplace, shunning any form of discrimination and maintaining utmost professionalism. And the Rwanda Investigation Bureau has announced that it has arrested Dr. Emmanuel Nibishaka, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Rwanda Governance Board. Also, according to Rubavu District, the rapid growth of the population in the district is among the reasons that cause stunting in children, which is currently at 40%. Hello and thanks once again for joining us for RTV News. I am Isabel Masozera. On to our top stories. Officials in Rwanda's Ministry of National Unity and Civil Engagement have urged all Rwandans to be hardworking and to strive to fulfill their responsibilities at the workplace, shunning any form of discrimination and maintaining utmost professionalism. We go to Sergeant Tore as we begin.
Calls like this have also been made by officials in other government ministries, most notably that of Public Service and Labor.
All of us
as Rwandans should work towards objectives that benefit the whole country and not just for our own individual benefits, but instead for us all as Rwandans.
Members of the general public also understand that professionalism is necessary in the workplace at all times. To do your job well, you must first of all provide good services and be truthful so that your customers know that they can trust you. People who do such bad things in the workplace end up becoming thieves, always jealous of their colleagues and bickering. It is far better to be professional in all you do and hardworking so that you can secure your future.
Sometimes you go to the hospital and find people you don't know working there, and they treat you like a second-class citizen, putting your needs last.
This is the reason officials in the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement reiterate that discrimination and divisionism has no place in the workplace.
To do a job well is to do it without discriminating, providing services well to all people, regardless of whether you know them or not, whether you're related to them or not. If you truly implement the Indu Umunyarwanda initiative, it cannot allow you to do such things.
She also warned that some things are utterly forbidden in the workplace, be it in the public or private sectors.
There are some things you must avoid at all costs in the workplace. For example, planting seeds of divisionism and always seeking to tear people apart at your job and elsewhere, creating animosity. As workers, we must take clear of such things.
The Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement has announced that a forum is to be established that allows people working in the public and private sectors to discuss such matters and help address them before they become a source of serious problems.
And in more news, Rwanda Investigation Bureau has announced it has arrested Dr. Emmanuel Nibishaka, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Rwanda Governance Board. Now, the spokesperson of RIB provided us this explanation.
Emmanuel, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Rwanda Governance Board, over fraud and use of forged documents. He is currently detained at Remera RIB station as his case file is being compiled for prosecution. Dr. Nibishaka requested money from different individuals, promising to help them to obtain American visa. Thereafter, he didn't help as promised. He did not even refund their money. Investigation continue.
That was Dr. Thierry Morangira, the spokesperson of Rwanda Investigation Bureau. We now go to RPF Nkotanyi party representatives that are at different levels in Nyanza district of Southern Province that have been reminded that they must render services to the local residents at no extra cost, beg your pardon, because corruption hinders national development. This was during a meeting that convened to discuss different matters affecting people at the local level. We go to Saj in Hore for more.
Among the issues discussed by participants were corruption and other hindrances, and it was reiterated that local leaders caught in wrongdoing are not tolerated. Certainly it is possible that there are local leaders who give the party a bad name at the settlement level, and problems arise when we fail to identify them. But in most cases, they are quickly singled out and dealt with, asked to change their ways or resign from their positions. When measures are not taken, local residents can become discouraged about all government development programs, which is why we stay vigilant and mobilize resources against such practices. Understandably, it's difficult to implement, but it is being done nevertheless, and we are not just sitting around with the matter. During the gathering, other matters were also discussed that negatively affect local residents in the district and are not necessarily stemming from corruption, such as poverty, and the RPF Nkotanyi members vow to take the necessary steps to address them and improve the people's social welfare. The chairman of the party at the district level, who is also Nyanza's mayor, emphasized that greed cannot be allowed to get in the way of the RPF's efforts to transform the lives of citizens. Take the Girinka program, for example. Only the requirements must be fulfilled for a person to become a beneficiary, nothing more. Obviously, when wrongdoing is involved, the person responsible is punished. As a party, we always give a warning before acting, and that is what we are doing today. Anyone caught in corruption will have to deal with the consequences, understanding that it is a crime punishable by law. There are also other issues we are required to follow up on as a party. It had been more than 2 years since an RPF Nkotanyi gathering had been held in Nyanza district like this because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the restrictions that came with it.
Thank you, Saj. Now, some of the residents of the city of Kigali are appealing to authorities to educate them on matters relating to the master plan so that they can be able to plan and use their land accordingly.
In Babesel Massacre Sector, Chichuchiro District, some of the residents are up and about, while others are attending to various jobs that help them survive and protect their families. Some of the residents are landowners, while others are tenants who rent as they save up to buy land and build their own houses. They all say that for a long time they did not have enough information regarding the master plan of Kigali and the detailed plan concerning their residences, which affected the projects they plan to work on in the future.
That detailed master plan that they have been telling us about all the time, up to now we are just staring at the clouds. When is it coming? We are residents just living the way we want without a master plan. And also lately some of the youth are having trouble finding the money to buy their own homes. We are requesting for the government's help so that residents can be supported so that they can also own homes. They did not even demarcate the land to show us how it should be used. We are in a state of confusion.
A detailed master plan for land use for the entire city of Kigali has now been developed. However, some residents are now asking for a more detailed physical plan of the areas where they own property to be made with consideration of their capabilities. Imagine they created a master plan showing how we must build, and yet we don't have the capacity to build according to its contents. We have been waiting to see if the detailed plan can guide in a way we can afford, but we found that it's not within our capabilities. Those who go to buy reach and they are told there must be a road here and must be built in a specific type of way. We need concerned parties to help us so that it can be made clear. If I bought somewhere I can't afford to build, I can sell so that someone else who can afford to build there can buy the land. But they need to explain to us. The head of Urban and Rural Development Planning at Rwanda Land Management and Use Authority says that a master plan for 8 districts, including 3 cities of Kigali, has been completed, detailing how land must be used. He also added public awareness is now ongoing.
There is a reason the progress has been slow. First of all, people stay in different areas, and this calls for different things. When we look closer at the physical plan, we find that different areas require a bit more attention, and that's why we are taking the time to plan effectively, working on one area at a time. But for sure, every place will be covered.
He further encouraged Rwandans to avoid going against what government is trying to achieve with the master plan.
Let them help us and build where they ought to. When residents are ready to build, let them go to the sector or pick up the phone and dial *651# and find out the status of the land or consult other official channels so that we don't find someone building a school or hospital in a place designated for farming. Let people only build what they are allowed to build. Even REG and WASAC should supply water and electricity to residents in compliance.
So far, the master plans of Kigali City and Muhanga, Nyagatare, Gisagara, Gicumbi and Huye districts have been approved, while 3 other districts like Ramagana, Musanze and Rubavu, data has been collected to be used in the master plan, but the plan is expected to be completed by 2024, according to Rwanda Land Management and Use Authority. In the aftermath of the release of the master plan, different stakeholders in collaboration with Rwanda Land Management and Use Authority are working on an in-depth design that does not only cater for infrastructure but includes water, roads and electricity. This in-depth design is expected to help the general public know how to use and what to do with their land. Isabel Masozera, RTV News.
Now, according to Rubavu district, the rapid growth of the population in the district is among the reasons that are causing stunting in children that is currently at 40%. We go to Olive Ntete for more.
Nyirahabineza Aime, a resident of Rubavu district, was married at the age of 25. She's currently 42 years with 10 children. She says that she never used family planning methods due to her beliefs. After giving birth to the 10th child in Gisenyi Hospital, she mentioned that it was hard to raise all of those children, which sometimes led to malnutrition. I used to think that family planning was a bad idea because God said we should give birth and be fruitful and increase in number. I used to give birth while having a baby of 1 year and 7 months, and it was hard for me to take care of them. It is very hard to take care of a child when you're pregnant. On the other hand, Claudine Nyirahabumuremyi, together with his husband, decided to use family planning. She says that using the method of family planning allowed her to take better care of her family. The benefit of it is that it allows a child to grow well. It is easy to take care of a child. The child can't get stunting and malnutrition problems. It allows you to give proper care, and when you have taken the method of family planning, the child grows well. You give love to the child, give necessary care to him, and you provide him with clothes and shoes. You also find time to breastfeed the child because you are not pregnant or have any other small child to take care of. Pacific Ishimwe, the deputy mayor in charge of social welfare in Rubavu district, points out that the rapid growth of the population in this district is among the reasons that causes stunting and malnutrition in children. He notes that they have taken measures to sensitize residents on family planning.
Dufite ubucucike buri hejuru buri ku gihumbi n'abaturage 4 kuri kilometero kare.
We have a big population. We have 1,004 people per kilometer square. That shows that we have a high birth rate. We are currently at 61%. We reached the goal of this year, but we have not yet reached the satisfactory rate. As I told you, we have a big number of women who do cross-border trade. about family planning in partnership with Profam Twese Hamwe. We group them and give them seminars on family planning, and sometimes we bring doctors so that they can receive services of family planning at the border. Clemence Dusingize, in charge of fighting against stunting in children in RBC, notes that enforcing family planning can serve as a solution in addressing issues of stunting and malnutrition in children, because having a lot of children leads to conflicts in families.
The
ability to take care of them, to get a balanced diet, healthcare and everything else a child needs. It is hard to provide it when you have a big number of children. In the few time we have and small economy, it is very hard to give better care to the children. So when you have a lot of children, providing for them is hard, and that may lead to stunting. Statistics from 2014 show that Rubavu district had a population of 403,662. According to the National Institute of Statistics, in its report of 2015, 46.3% of children under 5 years had a problem of stunting. By 2020, this number dropped by 6% and reached 40.2%. According to statistics, family planning using different methods is at 64% in Rwanda. Olive Nete, RTV News.
And that brings us to the end of my time once more with you. Thank you so much for your company. On behalf of the entire news team here at RBA, thank you so much. See you soon.